At this moment, the window is closing for people living on Florida's west coast to evacuate ahead of the giant Hurricane Milton. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. Our top story on the WHAS11 night team. I'm Doug Prophet. This time tomorrow night, the storm's going to be nearing its landfall, and it could hit land and take a direct hit to Tampa, Florida, and the surrounding area.
We're very scared. We don't know what to expect, and we don't know when to come back home. Like, that's the hard part. What's next? And how much damage we're gonna have.
If Hurricane Milton does strike Tampa, it would be the first direct hit from a major hurricane in more than 100 years. At 6 o'clock tonight, GasBuddy.com reported more than 1,300 gas stations in the state of Florida are now dry and closed. They are out of gasoline. So right there before the storm hits, things are already turning dire and tense in Florida. And right now, our chief meteorologist, Ben Pine, is here, and he's got the 11 o'clock update on the timing of landfall and just where. Hey, Ben.
Yeah, the storm getting closer to the west coast of Florida, where it will make landfall in a little more than 24 hours, as you're mentioning, Doug. It's about halfway between the Yucatan Peninsula and Florida, and the outer bands will actually be impacting the west coast of Florida by tomorrow morning. Winds still 160 miles per hour, a very dangerous Category 5 hurricane still, and picking up speed as it moves to the northeast, weakening just a touch. Expected to be a Category 4 major hurricane as it makes landfall perhaps just south of Tampa Bay near Sarasota. We'll have much more coming up in our complete weather impact team forecast for tonight here locally. Upper 40s, lower 50s out the door tomorrow morning. A little bit chilly getting started, 68 at noon, and just about perfect again as we will have no impact from that big storm Milton as it will all stay south of our area. High of 77 for tomorrow. Again, more details on that hurricane just ahead.
All right, Ben, thanks for that update. So Florida's got about another day to go. And here at home, people in Kentucky aren't wasting any time to help Florida residents who do stay behind. WHAS 11 night teams, Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie headed to Bardstown tonight, where one woman is packing a trailer. The Sunshine State is part of her family.
Courtney Wells of Bardstown is a Kentuckian with her heart in Florida.
That's my home.
She knew right away she had to do something. Courtney lived in the Tampa Bay Clearwater area for 9 years. The area now a target for Milton.
And really, I could fit more in here if I needed to.
Putting a call to social media to collect donations she'll take to Florida once Milton passes through.
They're not going to have clothes, shoes. The kids are not going to have toys. They're not going to have basic toiletries. You know, things that you need from your day-to-day life.
So the plan is to travel the over 800 miles, pulling this trailer filled to the brim with urgently needed items. And Courtney tells me she's doing all of this just because she wants to help.
After Helene hit with all the flooding, they not only lost their home, but they lost their vehicles. So they don't have any way to evacuate at this point. It's devastating.
Florida is filled with anxiety and chaos, according to Julian Kirkland. He has family in Kentucky, and right now he's staying put in Orlando, another city facing the swath of Milton's future hurricane winds.
You don't know what you don't know. I don't think many people that have that live here right now have experienced a storm of this magnitude.
Kirkland says supplies are running low, so the donations brought by Wells will really help.
Just going to the nearest Publix, as I mentioned, is just a bear. You can't get some of your main necessities like toilet paper, paper towel, etc. Water is a big thing. A lot of people are taking more than what they need.
Wells is meeting people Wednesday to pick up gently used clothes, toys, toiletries, and water to pack up in her trailer.
I feel like we all need to kind of come together and help support the communities down there and do what we can to help.
More donations can be brought to Infinity Laser Med Spa in Bardstown on Keystone Avenue. In Bardstown, Clarice Shaley with photojournalist Elijah McKenzie, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
Also an update, crews from Anchorage Middletown Fire and EMS have arrived in Florida to help after the hurricane. They're stationed right now in Live Oak, Florida. That's just east of Tallahassee. A department spokesperson here at home says more than 200 responders are on site from as far away as Texas and Kansas. Now, teams will be deployed immediately after the storm passes to begin rescue operations. Right now in Florida, more than 5.5 million people are under evacuation orders across the state. Highways jammed with vehicles are trying to get out of the path of the big storm on its way. We're going to bring you the scene from different Florida cities. That report is coming up in just 10 minutes right here on the WHAS 11 Night Team, so stay right here with us. But right now, all new on the Night Team, more than 2 years after a Kansas family was hit while walking on a downtown Louisville sidewalk in the heart of the tourist district, the man charged with hitting them is now on trial. And stunning new details came out just a few hours of the first day of testimony late today. WHAS 11 Night Team's Alex Dieter covered the late afternoon start of the trial. And Alex, this one fact they put out there right off the bat, that Michael Hurley took enough fentanyl to kill him, but ended up driving?
Right, Doug. Well, Hurley has been charged with murder, assault, and operating a vehicle under the influence. And like you said, in court today, the prosecutors revealed that Hurley had a level of fentanyl in his blood that is more than the fatal dose.
There it is.
You're watching never-before-seen security camera footage showing the exact moment Michael Hurley drove his car down Market Street in the heart of downtown Louisville, July 5th, 2022.
It was past the intersection and stops. The car behind him almost slams into him.
Just moments before police say Hurley hit the Jones family walking on a sidewalk on 2nd and Market Streets. The family was in town from Kansas for a basketball tournament. WHAS 11 News was on the scene that Tuesday night. The crash put the high school daughter and mother in the hospital for weeks and killed the father, Trey Jones. You can see LMPD body camera footage of what officers saw when they arrived on scene.
Extreme indifference to other people. Disregarding the safety of others.
In the first day of Hurley's trial, prosecutors shared that Hurley had a blood concentration fentanyl level of 10 when he was arrested. A level of 7 is said to be fatal. He told officers on the scene that he had taken hydrocodone for a recent oral surgery.
You're not going to hear any evidence at any point that when Mr. Hurley got behind that wheel, it was his intention for this to happen.
2 LMPD officers who were on the scene the day of the accident took the stand. You can see here Officer Nicholas Green's body camera footage from the scene. He said Hurley appeared to be sleeping while EMTs worked to help the Jones family.
Trying to close his eyes, nodding off, body was swaying.
I think I was just so tired that I ended up just going straight.
Hurley's defense attorney pushed back.
With your experience, you couldn't also just say that maybe he's dealing with what just happened, right? Yeah, maybe. Okay, no further questions.
The wife and daughter of Trey Jones are expected to testify this week. WHAS 11 will have coverage of the ongoing trial both on air and online. In studio, Alex Dieter, the WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
Just a tragedy shocked this entire town. Thank you very much, Alex. Well, tonight, Louisville Metro Police are looking for the driver of a stolen pickup truck. Officers say that driver then crashed right into a Jefferson County school bus late today. The crash, we were on the scene, happened about 4:45 this afternoon at 11th and Broadway, right around Chestnut, too, as well. Investigators say the driver of the truck hit the bus and then ran off. Police say the truck was reported stolen. Witnesses told officers this black truck may have been fleeing from an area where shots were reportedly fired when it then hit the school bus. No shooting scene was ever discovered, though. 9 students from Moppet Elementary School were on the school bus at the time. JCPS tells us no serious injuries were reported after the crash. A teenage boy shot outside a PRP football game died from his injuries at the hospital early this morning. Will Pitts says he and his family thought his 17-year-old cousin would survive, but they're now mourning his loss. Pitts runs a nonprofit aimed at preventing youth violence called Shoot Balls, Not Guns, and says he's committed to fighting for a solution.
And I'm not standing here as a victim. You know, I'm standing here as a concerned citizen, as a grown man in the city of Louisville. This, not scared to say I'm tired of it. You know, gun violence has plagued our city for a long time, and, you know, it's destroying lives, it's destroying families, and we have to end it.
This was the scene that night. Metro Police have said they have video of the suspects, but they were wearing masks. During the shooting. Anyone with information who can help detectives make an arrest are asked to call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD or use their online portal. A northern Kentucky community about an hour and a half to the northeast of Louisville mourning the loss of 3 first responders killed when their medical helicopter crashed. Air Evac Life Team members Gail Alleman, Bethany Aiken, and James Welsh died in the crash near Owenton in Owen County last night when the medical helicopter crashed at 5:35 p.m. They were based in neighboring Grant County, Kentucky. Federal investigators took our news crews to the crash site late this afternoon, where parts of the helicopter still remain in a wooded area. NTSB investigators say the helicopter was on its way to pick up a patient when it got caught up in a guy wire nearby and crashed. We're told the crew was familiar with the area.
It's my understanding that the pilot has used this landing zone before.
Multiple times, or do you know?
The number of times I don't know. I hope to learn that. It'll give us a little more fidelity about his understanding of the area and the hazards.
That's NTSB Senior Air Safety Investigator Brian Rayner. He says he believes the landing zone was actually around a nearby athletic field that day. He says he's been told the patient that they were going to transport, who was suffering from a cardiac emergency, is now doing well. Crews plan to start removing the helicopter wreckage tomorrow. An old Louisville apartment building is ordered to stay empty until its fire alarms and sprinklers are in good working order in the units. The order from the Louisville Fire Department comes after a fire right here at the York Street apartment building at 2nd and York Streets this morning. That's not far from the main public library downtown. When crews arrived, they found a fire on the 5th floor and started evacuating people from the apartment building. One person was taken to the hospital, but we're told they're expected to survive. Investigators are still working to find out what caused the blaze. Right now, new on the WHAS 11 team, a federal lawsuit filed against JCPS over its new transportation plan will stay on hold a little longer. Attorneys for JCPS and the parents suing the school district filed paperwork yesterday agreeing to hold the proceedings for another 30 days. In the update, they say the process to certify TARC drivers has, quote, proven to be slower than originally hoped, end quote. JCPS has said they need 60 certified TARC drivers to restore transportation to some magnet and traditional schools. 2 weeks ago, they had 31.